everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Come on, make it snappy, I'm in a red zone.
So with the New York Mets in the playoffs, I truly am in a New York state of mind, and what better way to do that by going to the movies to see a movie that shows the beauty of New York City. And of course that is the new Robert Zemeckis directed film, The Walk, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ben Kingsley, and Charlotte LeBon. And of course it is the story of the famous wire walker, Philippe Petit, who decided in 1974 to hang a wire from the top of the World Trade Center towers and walk across it for all the world to see. Robert Zemeckis is a director that really should be my favorite because he was responsible for two of my all-time favorite films, which is Back to the Future, and that of course includes the trilogy, and of course Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But for the longest of times, even though I have enjoyed movies like Forrest Gump and thought The Castaway was okay, still have yet to see Flight, he kind of has missed the mark for quite a number of years, so he comes to us now with this very small piece of pop culture history and truly expands upon it to give us the full-blown story of how this crazy performer, who considers himself more than just a wire walker, wanted to showcase his art on the grandest stage known to man of the time. And I will say this, even though the actual event is such a small portion of this film, and you have to wait an hour and 45 minutes for this event to actually take place on screen, it is one of the most entertaining films that I have seen this year. Robert Zemeckis did such a fantastic job. It is a movie that truly inspires hope, because Philippe Petit did something that no one ever thought that he could do, but he just kept going and driving himself to get this done because he believed in something. He was inspired to be something truly great in the eyes of the average person. And that's something that we can all truly relate to, even though I'm sure most of us are not planning on walking on wires anytime soon, but the fact that you have a dream, and you're going to do anything that you possibly can to make that dream come true, you can't get more inspired than that. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is one of my favorite actors right now, and I remember him from way back in the day, starting with Angels in the Outfield to Third Rock from the Sun. I love him as an actor, and he did such a great job. I didn't care much about the French accent. I think that people are making too much of a big deal about it. I felt that it was great. The way that the story is told is something that never gets stale. It's very original. This movie should totally get nominated for visual effects because capturing New York City, because it is no longer like that, is something that really warmed my heart. They say in the film, and I don't consider this a spoiler, that the walk gave the towers a soul. And it's true if you really think about it, because these were buildings that had just been constructed, they were just putting finishing touches on them, to actually see them back to a certain extent, and actually see the Twin Towers again ever since their destruction on 9/11. It was a true homage to those two magnificent buildings, because yes, after that, in 74, I think we all feel that those buildings had a story to tell, that they actually had a soul. When I was little and always going to visit relatives and going across the bridges and seeing the New York skyline, my parents would always say, look at the Twin Towers, and just be gazing at them and be amazed at that fact that there are buildings that are that huge and just make such a huge mark on the world. And I unfortunately took it for granted because I never went to the Twin Towers. I regret the fact that I never did. And I still never even went to the Freedom Towers or to the 9/11 Museum, which I have to do because I do not want another opportunity to pass me by. Alan Silvestri, of course, is the John Williams of Robert Zemeckis' world, and he did a fantastic job with the score. And some people say that the movie, in regards to the characters, it's just Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character of Philippe Petit, and nobody else really matters. Ben Kingsley does a good job in the film, and Charlotte LeBon, who plays Annie, his love interest, is good, but they're absolutely right. They really don't have much of a story to tell, the rest of these cast members. But they don't have to, because it's not about them. This is about Philippe Petit doing the impossible and all the people around him and how he related to them to actually make his dream come true. I feel that this is a movie that you must see on the big screen. A lot of people have said that it is very much worth seeing it on IMAX or in 3D or both, and I did not take that opportunity, but just seeing it on the big screen was such an amazing spectacle, and I am so glad that I saw this film. However, I don't think that it is the most perfect film, because when it comes to a perfect film, there has to be some rewatchability to it. I don't really want to own this movie. I just don't see myself really going to make an effort to watch this movie again. I am so happy that I've seen it. I thought that it was very entertaining, and even though we all know the story, when we finally get to that moment, and Philippe Petit is putting his first foot out on the wire when it's across the World Trade Center, well, now you gotta go and see the movie for yourself to find out what happened. So I'm going to give The Walk 3.5 out of 4. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please put your comments in the box below, and let's have a discussion about The Walk, and I'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.